What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Panda here, and today I bring you another video for Crush Them All. Now today we're going to do sort of like a little news video. There's a couple new things that came to the game that are either on right now or will be started here very soon. And so I want to just kind of go over them real quick, talk about what my thoughts are on them, and get you guys a little bit more prepared for the events that are coming soon, basically. So the first thing we have here is this new Chest of the Ancients. I don't know if it's new per se. It might be, old. It might be around for a while, but it's new for me, and it's new probably for most of you guys, because most of you guys, I'm assuming, are from the Knighthood community, and so you don't, you've never played Crush Them All. You just started. If you have played, maybe you guys can let me know in the comments down below if this is not new. It's definitely seems like it's a chest that brings old characters back. Oops, hit my mic there. So it's entirely possible that this chest comes around every so often, allows you to get certain units, from different things like that. But there's a lot of cool things on here. A couple things in particular that I actually am super excited for. So we're gonna go over real quick the different heroes that are in this chest and decide whether we think it's worth to spend flues on it, and kind of go from there. So the first unit we have here is Sir Shu. He is a light lancer. Let's see here. We got Lancer gets 3% attack range. That's kind of cool. I guess if you're building with Monkey King, maybe could be a pretty decent buff. Atlantis. Massive Wood Horse charges the enemy. I don't know. He doesn't seem like super good. I kind of like this team buff, but I feel like there's better team buffs to bring than that. So maybe not that great. Snowman here. Water buff attack. Oh, that's kind of cool. So Giant Snowball, which damages and places a 50% defense down on the enemies. Definitely potential. And if you guys saw my best arena team video that I did, featuring Arthur, one of the devs, he actually had a snowman on his team, and his team won a couple times. So potentially a good unit there. We've got Pumpkin here. 50% damage from poison, so maybe pair with Thorn, something like that. He also poisons himself as well, so definitely some potential there. Circe or Cirque, I'm not sure how you say it. Circe is what I would think, but I don't know. I actually think this guy's this girl's really cool. She has a mind control, which is pretty awesome. 4-second mind control, could be less depending on the stars, so probably not great here. If you get her at 2 stars, she's only really gonna possess someone for like maybe 2 to 3 seconds. But definitely potential. Also has a hero HP percent buff, so I wouldn't be mad if I got her from this chest. Then we have Ra here. We've all seen Ra already. Pinky. So this is one of the heroes I'm really excited for. Pinky is actually the best farmer in the game, because of the 230 move speed. She is the best earth farmer in the game, because the earth farmer that is what we're using now is Voodoo Dagger, who has it has a 289, but that is buffed right now. So it's actually 220. Yeah, 220. So Pinky is 10 more speed than Voodoo Dagger. So not a huge difference, but definitely a little bit helpful. And I guess maybe if you get her to 4-star, she has this the rogue damage, HP, and defense, which could potentially help out a little bit of damage. Ice Knight. Freeze duration bonus, again, maybe good in like a freeze team, like with Frost Queen, Namada, things like that, but not sure. Thor, we can actually farm Thor already from one of the stores, so light attack buff is okay. I guess I wouldn't be super mad if we got Thor, but there's a bunch of other heroes I like more. Monkey King, Monkey King, I'm actually really hoping I can get some Monkey King shards. We are 2-star right now, and I would like to be able to get him to 4-star so we can get this buff right here. This buff pairs really well with Scud, specifically on my team right now. which would be phenomenal. So if I could get a couple Monkey Kings, I'd be excited. Monkey Mortar, I'm also hoping I can get at least one drop of him so I can get this dark attack buff, because he is a strong attacker for my team. With Sorrow, Dark Hunter, Skeleton Giant, all of the dark units I'm using could be super, super powerful. Misty here, Misty's actually pretty good, I think. She does like poison damage, and definitely I think is pretty strong. I went up against a Misty somewhere, and she did a lot of damage, so maybe a good unit there. Spark here. Spark, I'm pretty sure, is a pretty good hero. I've heard a lot of people talk about her being pretty good, so definitely a potential unit there that is strong. And then we have Aqua. She is very similar to Fire Monkey King, but her buff is for water, so probably one of those people you would need for a full water team. So I think that this chest is definitely has a lot of really interesting fun units, but I don't think that it's worth to summon using Flues. However, right now there are daily challenges that give you these keys, so you can get 2 per successful here, so you get 10 total plus this bonus right here, which gives you 5, so you can get 15 total per day, assuming that these stay the same throughout the entire day. Which means that over the course of the day, you'll be able to, or over the course of the next 2 days, you should be able to open at least 1. So definitely, I don't think it's worth personally to spend Flues on it. If you're, a little bit of a dolphin or a whale, by all means, go ahead. You could get Pinky, some Monkey King and some Monkey Mortar, but because there's just such a wide variety of characters, I don't personally think it's worth it to spend Flues on it, especially if you're free to play. The next thing I want to talk about is actually up here in the news section. We have the activity tournament coming. This is something that the community has been pretty hyped for quite a bit of time. So we're just going to go over this real quick and talk about my thoughts on it. So we have the activity tournament coming up, which is a tournament that will last a set of time. I don't know how long it will last. I believe my beginners tournament lasted 3 days. I believe it was, so I would assume this would be a similar sort of time frame, but I'm not 100% positive. You can see down at the bottom of the screen it starts in 1.5 days, so it should start. I'm recording this now at about 9 o'clock at night, so it should start, I'm gonna say probably around, because I'm bad at math off the top of my head, let's see, 10 o'clock is 12, so it's 10. I don't know. I'm bad at math. Wednesday-ish, sometime around Wednesday. That's, of course, based on my time and my terrible math skills. But you are going to be able to compete in this, and I do have confirmation from the devs over at Godzi Lab that this is split into brackets based on, like, your level and your overall skill in the game. So I got confirmation it's on levels specifically. I am assuming because there is an arena battle thing that it's kind of broken up into a possibly arena as well, but I did get 100% confirmation that the brackets are level based, so you're not going to be going up against someone who's level 80 when you're level 20. So it's going to be, there's some thoughts there. And the reason why this is going to be a big deal is because rewards is Flues, but only to the top 3 people. Now, there's no information here about, how many people are in a bracket. There may be 10, there may be 20, there may be 30, 50, 100. We don't really know. I'm hoping that it's like maybe 20, because that's a decent amount. It would be nice to see maybe 10, because then you only have 7 or 9 people you have to compete against. And then 30% of your player base is getting these rewards, which is really, really nice. But we'll just have to see what it looks like. However, there's a couple things I want to talk about, and that is how to progress. So you're going to get 1 trophy for beating a stage. These are your PvE stages. So right here, I would have just gotten 1 point for completing stage 461, and I would have gotten 1 point for completing stage 462. That's pretty self-explanatory. I do believe that offline counts, so you just have to be prepared to basically Princess Dream, time jumps, things like that, to try and boost your levels. That is definitely a way to, get those stages beaten. You can also do 3 times speed if you're going to be online, things like that. You also get dungeon points for dungeons. You get one dungeon is 5 points times the dungeon level. So if you're doing dungeon level 1, you're going to get 5 trophies. If you're doing dungeon level 10, you'll be getting 50. So for example, I am currently English. I'm currently able to defeat Dark Knight 20. So I would be able to get 100 per clear of this, right? Oops, didn't mean to do that. I'd be able to get 100 per clear of this. So definitely save those up, get as many of those. I would try to have all of your charges ready to go right before it starts, so that you can just get a nice push in the stages. Just be sitting on like 15 or 16 right before, so that you're able to just go ding, 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 get them all done as fast as possible. I also recommend saving raid tickets until like the end, so that you can get a nice little push. Because what I can say is, if someone is close to you, you're going to want to be able to just skyrocket your points as fast as possible. Then you have arena battles. This is sort of negligible. As long as you do your arena battles every day, you should be fine. I mean, yes, you can spend flues. As a free-to-play player, I probably wouldn't. However, if you really want to get these, I mean, I don't remember how many it is off the top of my head to buy arena entries. I want to say maybe it's 25, maybe. So I just, it doesn't seem like it would be worth it for me. I mean, if you're able to buy the 25, spend the 25, and it's going to guarantee you first place, and that's going to get you, you know, sorry, let me go back in here. That's going to get you, you know, from 105 to 150, then sure, because you're still going to get a positive of flues there, right? You're going to get 20 flues more than you would have gotten even spending the 25. But definitely, I don't think it's worth it to refresh, you know, unless you're guaranteed to get that bonus. Or of course, if you're in 4th place and you're going to go to 3rd place, then of course I think it would be worth it as well. But then we have arena battles here. It's going to give you 150 for beginner, 200 for bronze, 250 for silver, 300 for gold, 400 for platinum, 450 for diamond, and 500 for legendary. So of course, if you are in legendary, you're getting a lot more points than if you are in gold, which is why I think the level is important, because more likely than not, if you are level 20, you're not going to be able to be in legendary. It's just not possible, right? However, if you're all in roughly the same bracket, you should all be right around either, you know, you'll all be within maybe 1 each. So if you're in diamond, you might have some people in platinum, some people in legendary. It'll be still within 50 points of each other. I personally hover between gold and platinum, which is a little bit of a downside for me. But I mean, I think that if I can stay in platinum as long as possible, I'll get a lot of points. So what this means is I'm going to go based off of gold. I think gold is where most people will be in the sort of early to mid game, around there. You hover between gold and platinum, and I am not super far ahead of most of the people that started. I did have a little bit more information, so I may be slightly ahead, but not by much, because I've, of course, been sharing that information. But that means you're going to get, we'll say gold is your average, so we'll just go with 300, and you have 6 battles a day. So that's 1,800 points right there. Assuming it lasts for 3 days, you're going to get 1,800 points for 3 days, on top of your dungeon levels and, of course, your stages. So I would assume we're going to see these points getting upwards of maybe 20 to 30,000 points. So definitely try to push in there. I know in my beginner tournament, I had a person I was going up against, and they just completely smashed me. They had started 3 days before me. I got confirmation from a dev they started 3 days before me, and they entered the tournament late. So it was kind of a little bit of an issue, but again, they were still working the system out. I think this is the fine-tuned version, otherwise they wouldn't have fully released it. So I'm definitely excited for this. I'm hoping that I can prove I am good at the game and I can get that 150 flues, that's for sure, especially because Vlad Blitz chests are coming up here in a couple days, I believe. I believe it's the next one, I think. I'll have to double check the calendar. But guys, that is it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you learned something. If you did, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. and hit the bell notification icon next to it so you can be notified when all my content goes live. And also, please make sure to hit the like button if you liked it, and if you didn't like it, there's a button for you too. Also, go ahead and leave a comment down below if you're excited about the addition of the activity tournament. I know I am personally, but we will have to see how it goes and if we're able to compete. But guys, that is it for me. Thank you again so much for watching the video, and enjoy the end screen.